talking about mindful eating this evening and how we can actually develop better eating habits, how we can develop a better relationship with our food.
I'm going to be addressing 2 key principles of mindful eating. Okay, before we even get started, I want to ask you a question. If I were to ask you to rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10 as to how much you take care of your body, with 0 being you punish it daily, you invite in toxicity, you have a really bad diet and bad habits, and 10 representing that you are very attuned with your well-being, your mind and body well-being, you get great sleep, you have a good diet, you move, you rest well, you take care of your stress levels, you're a happy, healthy and confident person. Where would you rate yourself? 0 to 10. Honestly, answer that question. Pop the answer below. There was a time when, if I'm speaking honestly, if I were to rate myself, I would have probably have had to rate myself as below a 0. There was a time when I would have had to have rate myself as certainly below a 0. And I wanted to start with that just to give us a reference point to move forward from. Whenever you're trying to gain success in an area, move forward and progress, you need to understand where you're at, and a lot of people don't really measure these things. So this is a good framework to move forward, and then the information that we're going to talk about, you can utilise that, apply it to your life and start to advance that number towards or as close to a 10 as possible. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be addressing 2 of the key mindful eating principles, and I'm going to frame them with a story, each of them with a story. And the 2 key mindful eating principles are, the first one being, eat mindfully, not mindlessly. Now I'll frame it with a story. A while back in my early 20s, I used to eat 10,000 calories a day. I used to aspire to eat 10,000 calories a day, believe it or not. It's unbelievable when I think back to it. That's actually the same amount I eat almost in a week now. But I used to eat it in a day. Unbelievable. Let me give you an insight into my diet at the time, and how much toxicity I invited into my life. I would wake up and my first meal would be breakfast. It would be the Hugh Jackman diet. That's what I used to follow, and it wasn't as heroic as it sounds. It was 3 slices of bread, white or brown, doesn't matter, peanut butter, banana on those slices of bread, toast, around about 100 grams to 120 grams of porridge oats with some honey through it, some milk, sometimes a couple of squares of dark chocolate, followed by 6 or 7 eggs, again with milk in, and sometimes I'd even consume a protein shake, but not just any protein shake, a Rich Piana Mutant Mass Gainer shake. Now, if you've never heard of Mutant Mass or Rich Piana, these shakes were 1,200 calories in one go. And if you've never heard of Rich Piana, he looks as though he shares the same DNA or bloodline as the Incredible Hulk. So that was just my breakfast. Then I'd go train. After that, another one of those Mutant Mass shakes. Then around about midday, my second meal, which would be something on the lines of some chicken, some beef, some tuna, some rice, and some vegetables. Later on in the evening, I'd have another meal, which would be generally something similar to meal 2. Then followed by some pizza, maybe some curry, some Chinese, some bagels with peanut butter on, and washed down maybe another protein shake and some ice cream. Unbelievable the way I used to punish my body. And that came with a number of consequences, serious consequences. Every time I'd go to the toilet, it felt as though I was giving birth. It was insane. They used to call me trumpet arse or trumpet bum. Because I had gas that could wipe out the entirety of China. And it sounds funny, but if you've ever had it, the protein farts or whatever you want to call it, it's just bad digestion. It wasn't just because of protein. It's actually really embarrassing when you're in public and you've got this bloated feeling and you've got all this cramp because of the wind and the gas and the burden that you're putting on your stomach, and you want to release that one, but you can't because it's a heavily populated area. It's not as funny as it sounds. I also had eczema all over my body. I had rashes that were lizard-like and leathery and scaly and itchy, and I used to have to bathe in oils and put on, all sorts of creams. And I had real surges in anxiety and emotional outbursts, all because of the way I was eating, all because I was eating mindlessly and not mindfully. And you might be thinking, oh, okay, that's an extreme example. That's very extreme, and that was extreme. But I actually made some transitions after that into what could be called a more normal diet. 3 meals a day, snacks in between, and an occasional dessert. And you'd think when I changed to a more normal diet, these health issues that I was having of both mind and body would disappear. Well, in fact, you'd be wrong. They were still there, they were present, and they didn't disappear. I was still toxic of mind and body. Still toxic. And that was because in both instances, I was still violating that principle. I was still eating mindlessly, not mindfully.